Hey guys, my name is Jasmine and today we're going to be making a monochromatic piece. So supplies that you need are a piece of paper, drawing pencils, which are also graphite pencils, a Sharpie, an eraser, color pencils, and crayons. So a monochromatic piece is going to be basically a piece that is made from one hue, which a hue is just a color. But you can change that color by making it more saturated, so more bold, and your eyes might be drawn to it more, or lighter and less saturated, like a more pastel kind of color. So that's what we're going to be making. You can pick any single color that you want. I'm going to be using pink. I have both my pink color pencil and my pink crayon. But if you guys want to do a different color, of course you can. I'm also going to be using black, so that's how I'm going to be making my shapes with my Sharpie here. But if you want to make your shapes with your drawing pencil, you can, or you can do both your drawing pencil and your Sharpie. And you can make any shape that you want to make. You can make any shape that you want to make. You don't have to use the same shapes that I'm going to be making, but my piece is going to be pretty simple. If you want to make yours more complicated, you can make yours more complicated. But I'm just going to get started making shapes, just random shapes. You can make a pattern. You can have a set plan in mind. You can keep it pretty random. Or if you want to draw like a whole scene and try and do it one color, you can do that too. You can really challenge yourself with this. You can make your shapes overlap. You can make them stand alone. So these are my shapes. If you want to add more later too, after drawing your basic foundation here, you can add more later. I might add more later. I also might not add more later. But I'm going to get started with my color pencil here. And when I'm kind of starting this, you can kind of press down harder to see how dark you can get your color pencil or your crayon and see how much you can really change up how it looks. And see how one pressure might look different next to another. So this is me pressing down pretty hard on my color pencil. If I press down even harder, it might break. You can also color back and forth a couple times, see if it gets any darker. And that's kind of like layering your one color to make it more saturated. Still pressing down pretty hard for this one type of pink. like I said before, you can color back and forth a few times, which is what I'm doing here. Try and get this a little bit more colored in. I'm going to do an example of, excuse me, do an example of what you can kind of do with a lighter shade of pink here. Oh my gosh, it scared me. So with the lighter shade of pink, I'm not going to press down as hard, but I'm still going to color enough where you can still see the pink. So that's coloring super light with the pink. I do this shape the same way. It's like a watered down version of the pink that I used earlier, or was doing earlier. So this is pressing light, these two here, and all these are pressing down pretty hard. And you can also flip your piece, kind of turn it, see, you might like it one way versus how you originally drew it. And you can display it anywhere you want. You can display it multiple ways. It might not even matter to you which way you have it. Now, I'm gonna switch over to my crayon. Still a pink, might be a slightly different pink than my color pencil pink, but it's still pink. I'm going to do the same things of applying different pressures. This one's going to be the crayon version of pressing down hard. There's more pressure, so it's more bold than if I just colored normally. You can go back over it a couple times, get it more bold and more saturated. I'm gonna do the same thing with this shape. Oh, jeez. My grand broke. It's fine, it still works. So obviously I was pressing down pretty hard with this one, which I'm still pressing down pretty hard. Let's see. I'm going to color pretty normally on these three here. So it's not really too white, but it's also not too hard. This is how I would normally color. So kind of like a medium pressure. And this one's a little bit darker than this one. It's a little bit more saturated. And I'm going to do the same thing for my big circle here in the middle. This is how I might color normally. And then I'm going to also color my background so it's a full monochromatic piece. So I'm going to continue that with my crayon, but I'm going to color pretty light, which you can do too. If you color pretty hard on your background, your entire background, your arm might get tired. You can take a break if you want your background to be that dark. You can start coloring it and then maybe take a break, maybe come back to it later so you don't burn out your arm. But for mine, I'm just going to do it all pretty light. And also try and keep my marks going the same way in my background, which basically means I want to continuously color in the same direction so that the way that you can see my coloring lines here, I don't want some of them to be going this way and some of them to be going this way. I want them all to be going the same direction because this looks a little bit neater. But that is also my opinion, that is my preference. This is your art piece, you can do whatever you want. And I know I mentioned before about you can add more details if you want. So I'm going to do that really quickly here. I'm going to keep mine fairly simple. I'm just going to draw basically lines. I kind of matched my squiggles that I did earlier. You don't even have to add anything extra if you don't want to. But I did. That is my monochromatic piece. So once again, monochromatic means one color, which also means one hue, and hue is basically just any single color. For my monochromatic piece here, I use pink. I use both a pink color pencil and a pink crayon. They're a little bit different, but they're both pink, and I use different pressures to see how dark I can get it and how light I can get it. And I hope you guys do that too. And I hope you guys make more with different colors, different shapes, different images that you guys can do. And I hope you guys do just that. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.